Good morning. My name is Lee Davidson, and I would like to welcome the Commissioner and Mr. David Ellis. Mr. David Ellis is responsible for the day-to-day operations for Wake County government in North Carolina. The Division of Emergency Management objective is to prepare, protect, respond, recover, mitigate against natural disasters or man-made disasters. The Winter Storm Annex identifies actions taken by emergency operations team during severe weather storm events. The annex is to provide any additional information for high winds and blizzards. Why do we need a winter storm annex? Due to climate change will most likely bring a blizzard back to Wake County in the future. Wake County needs to know how to handle them and save lives. Between 1996 and 2017, Wake County had 51 winter storms, including costing over $1 million. Negative impacts of a blizzard or a winter storm causes hypothermia, heart attack, traffic jams, landslides, dam breaks, power outages. Business and governments will have severe interruptions during this time frame. Banks, post office, schools, limited staff at every hospital, and possibly a skeleton crew at almost every facility. Community needs situational awareness, preparation, responses, and recovery. During this time frame, the public warnings, North Carolina Department of Transportation and local agencies, search and rescue, human services, mass care, animal care, tree debris removal, power outage restoration. The National Service Data will be providing updates periodically through public warnings. The Wake County Emergency Communication Branch Director will develop a procedure to activate emergency operation communications within the public information. Calls will be monitored 24 hours. Phones will be alerted to the public. Search and rescue. The search and rescue will prepare by having the equipment and manpower to protect individuals of Wake County and their surrounding areas. Human service mass care. This includes evacuations, shelters, and security. Evacuations will be at a high-risk region and determine population at risk, and to relocate those who are at risk to bring them to a safe shelter where it is secure. During the time of recovery, the staff will implement recovery priorities and support. Evaluations will be conducted for health and safety inspections that rise from the blizzard or natural disaster. Stability. When sheltering capacity is sustained, North Carolina officers of recovering and resilient recovery staff will start implementing recovery priorities. Roadways and utility restoration planning for recovery will be implemented at the same time. Wake County begins emergency response actions necessary to protect the public and the surrounding areas. Whole community approach. Preparation is shared responsibility. It is not just the government, it is the whole community. The whole community as in individuals and families, including those within access and functional needs, businesses, faith-based and community organization, nonprofit groups, schools and universities, media outlets, emergency broadcasting system, all levels of government, including state, local, tribal, territorial, and federal partnership. Risk assessment processes, identifying the hazardous area, usually by a map of some sort on a television or sending out alerts to text messages. There are other ways too. I'm just going to use a text message. For example, if there is black ice on a certain road in your area, a message will be alerted to you. The message will also alert you for medical needs. If there is a Red Cross in the area, they will put out a medical alert stating the location of that Red Cross. Deciding who might be harmed and how, which breaks down the demographics. 23% under the age of 18, 17% of foreign language other than English, 12 over 65, 5% functional access needed for over the age of 65. Facilities that may be considered and might be affected by the weather is 10 hospitals in Wake County, 24 nursing homes, government building, and local grocery stores and any additional resources may have issues going in and out of roads. Controlled measures we need to consider. Identifying the potential threat, in this case, a blizzard. Establish procedures and safe measures. Notify people. Continuity strategies for recovering programs. Key resources, capabilities, operational, facility management, transportation, utilities, EMT, fire, law enforcement, search and rescue teams, mass care, logistics, and supply chains. Operational has three main focuses: communication, information sharing, and coordination. Communication, the branch director will develop a plan. Moving on from the plan, the information is going to be shared by the public information officer. Response for actions will be surrounded and geared towards social media. Coordination will establish and maintain, coordinate operation structures that involve to all the stakeholders. Facility management is allowing all the buildings to be up to code to house everyone that needs shelter. Transportation, making sure the roads are clear for those who need to go. Also in transportation, all of the EMT and fire department, law enforcement must make sure that they can get to their destination in a safe manner. Utilities, allowing phone companies not to turn off phones or any additional electricity if needed. Search and rescue, saving lives in a short time. Mass care, service as a whole. For example, food, water, and shelter can fall under the mass care. Logistics and supply chains. If you need a generator, you know where to go. If you need additional news or additional paper or additional blankets, clothing, you know where to go and how to get it. Budgets. Seems to always be the problem with trying to find funding. But did you know 75 to 90% of FEMA will pay for grants? The federal government will pay 90% for public infatuations and small businesses for real property. In 2020, Wake County received $32 million grant and donations to restore projects. Alternate funding will come from nonprofit organizations and fundraiser organizations. Homeland Security exercises in the training and exercise to improve the plan. Training provides a set guidance and principle for exercising programs as well as a common approach. Wake County needs to design, develop, conduct, and evaluate. Improve planning. By improving planning, you would have to get a senior or experienced personnel to assist. Risk information, allowing all information that you need to make the mission happen. The capabilities, looking up the statistics of how many people you're going to affect, how many people want to join. Objective driven, making the point across clear and precise. Training and exercise. The progress of tabletop and full exercise must be hands-on to some people and figuring out who needs to learn and how they learn. Common EOP methods. Templates, longing for policies. Whole community involvement. Making sure you have a town hall, flyers, websites on how to do, what happens, just a list of what to do in case of an emergency if you do not attend local workshops. Planning maintenance. Assigning responsibility for the overall planning and coordinating, knowing who that specific person is. Regular cycle of training, evaluating, reviewing, and updating the EOP. Responsibility for each organization and each agency. Providing public access to the plan. Document changes and any further updates. Planning community training. Seminar, video, tabletop exercises. These are just a few. The way people understand would be through actual hands-on drills and full-scale exercises. The annex detail, which each agency and facility will have to do, is save lives to protect property from severe storms. This presentation addresses the Board of Commission and emergency management in the development of the plan and why it's a good idea to Wake County have a specific plan of Winter Storm Index. The plan outlines community needs, resource, and the capability before and after the winter storm incidents. The risk analyst was conducted based on how snowstorms, geographic indicator, and demographic to include all members of the community, including with functional access requirements. Exercise of the plan to make sure each organization essential functions maintain continuing during storm events. Planners are both expert holders and professional credential as well as non-government entry volunteers. Communication method includes seminar, webinar, tabletop exercise, drills, and a full-scale exercise. Once the plan is written, it will be practiced and modifications in some response to feedbacks. Members of each organization will participate in a regular winter storm annex scenario in each order to make sure all parts and plans are utilized and evaluated by the performers. These are a couple references if you would like additional information on the Wake County storms. This concludes my briefing. I appreciate all of your time. If you have any questions, please contact me.